Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and online violin tutor. Now today I'm going to show you a right hand bow exercise that you can do to help with flexibility. But before I do that, I just want to tell you all about my 1 to 30 violin course. So my 1 to 30 violin course is the first online and interactive course of its kind that 100% guarantees to take you from a complete beginner to a very decent, accomplished intermediate player. It's comprised of 30 lessons with 5 PDF tutorial and songbooks, and the whole course is completely online and downloadable. So the course will start off by taking you through the very basics from how to hold the violin and how to hold the bow. Then you'll start to play simple exercises just to get you going. You'll be learning how to read music, and then you will finish off by learning a proper piece of music with a piano backing track. And that's just in the first 10 lessons. The beauty of this course is that the first 10 lessons are absolutely free, along with all the PDF printouts and all the materials that you might need. This is going to give you an idea of my teaching style and really to see how fast that you're going to learn with my 1 to 30 violin course before you commit to the rest of it. The course is priced at $59.99 US, and this is a one-off payment. It's a really cheap course when you think about it. If you were to hire a private music teacher or have weekly lessons, you know, they'd be costing you, what, in the UK about anywhere between sort of 20 and 30 pounds an hour. In the US, you know, maybe an average of $50, sometimes more depending on whether you're in a big city or not. So my course really is like having a one-time payment for a teacher. As I said, the course is 100% downloadable, and it is literally available to anyone, anywhere, no matter where you are in the world. This course really is the enchilada of all violin courses, and the link to the free first 10 lessons and all materials needed to get yourself started right now will be linked directly below this video. So this question was asked by one of my subscribers on my new members only website, and I will put a link to that in the description underneath. I've got a community forum, and someone had posted a question on there saying that they were predominantly left-handed, but they were playing the violin the right-handed way. So their dominant hand is their left hand, but they were still holding their violin in their left arm, and their right hand was playing the bow, which is obviously their weak hand. And they were asking for some hand exercises, which I was trying to recommend, but it's very difficult to demonstrate or to write down exactly what I mean. I really need to demonstrate in a video. So here is a right hand bow exercise that you can do. I mean, if you're holding your bow with your left hand as well, I mean, you know, you can totally do this. It doesn't really make any difference. So this is a bow exercise that you can do. So obviously I'm assuming that you are holding the bow correctly, however you are holding the bow. That's going to be a given. Now the key to this is to make sure that your thumb is bent. You should always be playing the bow with a bent thumb. Your thumb should never be like this, guys. If you've got your thumb like this on the bow, but you've got your fingers right, but your thumb is like this, you're never going to be able to bow anything ever. So stop that right now. Make sure your thumb is bent. It's not a very difficult transition, but you've got to make sure that thumb is bent. If it's not, if the thumb just kind of flicks back like this, it should be bent. If it flicks back like this, I'm telling you now, you're going to be in so much trouble. You're never going to get to any kind of advanced levels. You're never going to be able to have any control or do anything on the bow because that thumb is not bent. So, second assumption, I'm going to make sure that your thumb is bent. So, the thumb is bent. Now, what we're going to try and do is this, essentially. So, we're going to be trying to grasp the fingers. Now, I should point out at this juncture that it is quite a difficult movement, so I wouldn't expect any beginners to be able to do this, but it is quite a difficult movement. It seems very easy. We're just doing this with it, you know, surely we're just bending our fingers. But when you've got your fingers in a specific place and you're holding an item like a bow as well, it's suddenly very difficult to kind of pull your fingers in and out. One thing you can actually do is just grab yourself a pencil, pretend like the pencil is the bow, and try and bend. So can you see I'm sort of pulling? Let me see if I can do it at some different angles. So I'm trying to pull the wood of the bow into the palm of my hand as much as I possibly can. So from this angle, you're bending up, so you should sort of look like that, and then we're flexing out. So we're looking like that. So we are bending in, bending out, bending in, bending out. Let's go back to doing that on the bow. A pencil is actually a lot easier because you're probably going to feel less likely that you're going to drop the bow. But we're bending the bow in, out, in, out. Okay, so in, out. That's actually probably a better angle there. I am just holding the bow just so that I don't drop the bow. I'd normally be doing this on the violin, so I'll show you that in just a second. So we're bending, and as we're doing that, we're kind of pulling the bow into our hands and pushing it away. Pulling it into the hands and pushing it away. So we're pulling the bow towards us and then we're pushing it away. So we're pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing. Let me see if I can try a different angle. Pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing. And you can see my knuckles go right in, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. Okay, so first step, do it with a pencil. Second step, do it with the bow. Third step, let's do it with the violin. So what we're going to do on the violin is we're going to go right near the heel. So basically you want to put the bow pretty much on top of where your index finger is. So just put it on the A or the D string. Don't put it on the E or the G. They're just, you don't want to be messing around with angles. Just the A string is fine. And you want to be putting the bow on the string more or less where that index finger is. So not down here, not down there, right on top of where that index finger is. Now what we're going to be doing is just moving the bow up and down in that same kind of fashion that we did here, but we're just going to be kind of ever so slightly moving it. Now the sound of this exercise is not the objective here, so I warn you, the sound is going to be horrendous. It's going to be kind of, but that doesn't matter. This is not a sound exercise at all. So for example, if you've got, any of you guys have got a mute, go ahead and put a mute on just so you're not annoying yourself with it, but it's the movement of the hand that's important. I would probably say start with your fingers bent, and then when you move the bow down, you can push them away. So when the bow is going up, you're bend. Down, they're stretched. So do you remember when we did that kind of into the hand, push away, into the hand, push away, grab the bow, push away. So if you start with it grabbed, or you can start with it pushed if you want, and a little bit further down from the index, and then as you come up, you're grabbing. Down, you're pushing. Can you see the whole time? So that is the exercise that you're going to do, and how that is going to help, it will help with your bow transitions eventually, but it will just help give you a little bit of flexibility. So this bow technique, or this bow exercise, is quite a good one actually. It gives you a lot of hand flexibility. If you don't have flexibility in your right hand, I can promise you, you will never be able to do any bowing techniques. You'll never be able to do staccato, spiccato, coal bowing, martelet, anything, because all of them rely on having that flexibility in these fingers, being able to move. Not only that, not only will you not be able to do any good bow techniques, but you will never have a good transition with your bow as well. When I move up and down the string, my hand does not stay rigid. So you can see as I'm moving up and down the bow and I'm making that transition from an up bow to a down bow, you can see that my fingers are moving. This is why if you start right above where your index finger is, and you start with your your fingers, or you start with a bow into your hand, you can almost start to make that a little bit bigger as well. So instead of just starting your exercise going, can start to make it a little bit bigger as well. So just to recap that, start with your pencil. So start with your bow grip and start trying to pull the pencil into your hand, push it away, pull the pencil into your hand, push it away, pull the pencil into your hand, push it away. That's step one. Step two would be doing that with a bow. Bow to the hand, push it away. Bow to the hand, push it away. Grab the bow, push it away. Then step three, start with the bow into the hand or the fingers bent. Put the bow pretty much above where your index finger is on the A string, and then raise or push the bow away. Pull the bow towards you, push the bow away. Pull, push, pull, push. And what you'll notice is that you will be moving the bow that much. You will be moving the bow barely 1/2 centimetre. I don't want to hear any of you doing. That's not what we're doing. So remember, the sound is not the goal here. So just, it's almost like the crappier the sound and the rubbishier the sound, the better it's going to be. So that's step three. And then step four would be making it slightly bigger. So actually moving the bow the whole length that your fingers will allow. So staying sort of, you can start again, you can start in the same place with the bow into your hand and more or less on top of where your index finger is, and then push the bow down and push the fingers out. So now, as much as your fingers are bending, you're moving the bow up. As much as the fingers are stretching, you're moving the bow down. So now you're probably moving probably about 2 to 3 inches. So it still sounds a bit rubbish, but that is the point. So step one with a pencil, step two with a bow, step three, you're not really moving the bow, you're just lifting those fingers up and down and moving the bow maybe about 1/2 centimetre to 1 centimetre maximum. The next step is then moving the bow the full length that your fingers are actually moving. And I'm telling you guys, if you can nail this exercise, and it's very, very difficult, it's very difficult. If you can nail this exercise, I'm telling you, your playing is going to go from down there to up there instantly. You won't know why, but that is why. And this is one of those exercises that nobody ever tells you about. Nobody ever knows about it. Nobody ever goes through it. And this is exactly one of those stupid little things, if you like, that will just make your playing completely come together all under one roof. Just the whole thing. You'll be wondering why everything sounds so nice. So if you ever wonder why those professionals have that really nice professional sound and beginners have that kind of clunky kind of beginner kind of wooden sound, this is why, because these fingers connect a multitude of things on the violin. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, just to let you know, this is going to take you a very long time to nail. It's almost in the realms of vibrato, really. So, you know, for those of you that have sort of said, oh, I had to go for, 15 minutes and I got it. You've got to be really flexible with it. You have to really have nailed it, and that will take some time regardless. I don't care who you are. It is just going to take a lot of time. If I do it with my left hand, even though I know the movement in my mind, I've done it trillions of times with my right hand, I still can't really do it with my left hand. My fingers are not, if I'm trying to move the bow towards my fingers, again, there, you see it straight away. My thumb doesn't want to bend. It wants to flex, it wants to kind of pull in and flex that way. But I know I've got to bend my thumb. So that's the kind of thing that will happen to you guys. So even though I know how to do it with my right hand, I can't for the love of God do it with my left hand, because my thumb just wants to bend in. So this isn't something that I would recommend for beginners at all, but someone who's maybe been playing for a little longer than that, a little bit of a while, and consider themselves past that kind of beginner stage. But I'm telling you, it's going to take you quite a while to nail, and that's absolutely fine. So thank you for watching. I will put the link to my free first 10 lessons directly underneath this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.